less about the journey and more about the destination. Basically, what Grades Journey does is it allows your gradebook to communicate with WebAdvisor. Hey, Jill, welcome to the party.
Hey.
So I'm so glad to see you. So anyway, it allows your gradebook in Blackboard to talk with WebAdvisor because they normally just are not speaking to each other. So what you'll do with Grades Journey is first you need to make sure that you have your final grades calculated. So here I have a current grade. Let me actually click and edit my column information. I'm going to make this their final grade. I'm going to change the title. So when you do that, when you click the gray circle, if you click it and then you hit edit column information, that actually allows you to go into a weighted column and adjust the weights. So you can see here that I have a certain percentage for discussion, a certain percentage for self and peer assignments, and then their essay is 10%, their final exam is 10%, and then SA2 is 20. Okay, so once you've done that and once it's to your liking, like once this matches what's in your syllabus, all you have to do is hit submit, and then you have your final grade essentially here. Now, in order to tell Grades Journey which column to grab, all you have to do is click on this gray circle and select set as external grade. Okay. Now this works if you're grading on a 100 based scale. We'll talk about what to do if you're not. Like if you're grading into the thousands of points, that's going to be a different process. You'll have to create another column and set it as external grade. But I'll go ahead and ask that because I think most of you guys are using like 100-point scale. So this is their final grade, right? The second thing you need to make sure is you need to set it as external grade, and then you need to click on that gray circle again and hit edit column information. And you want to make sure that the primary display is letter and that the secondary display is score. So hopefully what this will do is when it, whenever Grades Journey is communicating with WebAdvisor, it'll give the letter and the score, hopefully. That's what we're hoping for. Okay, so you can see now we've got B, B, A, and we also have the scores here. So what you want to do after that is all you have to do is click on Manage and then Grade Approval and Transfer. And once you click that, you'll say, yes, I want to release the grades for transfer. Do you wish to continue? Yes. And it'll say extract scheduled. Now these extractions are basically scheduled kind of every hour on the hour. So give it a bit of time and then you can go into WebAdvisor and check. You will also get an email telling you that an extraction was sent from your class to WebAdvisor. So this is you kind of beaming your grades from the gradebook to WebAdvisor. I can't really show you what it looks like in WebAdvisor because I don't have an active class right now, but once you get into WebAdvisor, you can go ahead and look at your grades and you can make sure, okay, Johnny got a B, Janine got an A, all of that stuff, and then you would just hit like either submit or I forget what the button is in WebAdvisor, but it's like that this is your final grade essentially. And you can make any changes there too, like say one got flubbed. You can make any changes there, but it's pretty accurate to what's in your grade book. And that's it, really. It's just like I said, it's not about the journey. It's not a very long journey, and it gets you to your destination. So are there any questions about Grades Journey and how that works? That's basically how we'll spend the rest of our time, if you guys have any questions.
Can you just say it all again?
Heck yeah, I can. Let's take it from the top.
Because it's real small on the screen, and you go real fast, and I can't
Sorry about that. Okay, set as external grade. Okay, so all you want to do, and let me go ahead and undo all of my work. Score, none, submit. So your gradebook should look a little bit like mine. So let me make sure that this says final grade. Okay. I want it to be score. So by default, like when you have your final grade column, it'll probably be a score, right? It'll either be a score or it'll be a percentage. So you can see here, if you look at my students' grades, you can see their final grade. So this is obviously a B, this is an A, all of that stuff. So the next step is to, when you have these grades, the way you like them, which is you would click the edit column information, you would make sure that everything's weighted appropriately, right? So discussions are 35%, this category of assignment is 25%, essays 10, final exam is 10, essay 2 is 20. So make sure it all adds up to 100%. It will get mad at you if it does not, and it will tell you that something is wrong. So once you do that, you're gonna hit, you won't hit submit yet, but what I want to do is, before I get out of here, I want a primary display for this grade. I want to make sure it's a letter grade. So I'm going to hit letter. I'm going to hit submit. Now you can see final grade. See how it's turned from like an 82 to a B. And then once you do that, all you have to do is click on the gray circle, the chevron, and then set as external grade. And what this is going to do is you're going to get a check mark next to the final grade column. And what that's going to tell you is that, hey, this is the column that WebAdvisor is going to, grab the grades from and put into WebAdvisor. Once you're done and you've changed your primary display to letter, you make sure everything is weighted appropriately, all of that stuff, and that you've set it as external grade. The next step is to click Manage and hit Grade Approval and Transfer. And once you've done that, it'll ask you, hey, do you really want to do this? Confirm, say, yes, I know what I'm doing. It'll say Extract Scheduled. And if you go to your email, you'll receive an email that says basically that a grade extract was sent at this time. Please allow 30 minutes for it to process. And that's it. And hopefully this will be the last time that you guys have to use Grades Journey, because we're moving over to Canvas. And I think that's just going to be a seamless process. I don't even think we'll be needing to do this next term. There we go. So I received an email that says, hey, this grade extract was sent on this date at this time from Blackboard to WebAdvisor. So you're basically making them talk to each other. Please allow 30 minutes to view your grades in WebAdvisor. And that's it. Wow. And then it also gives you the service center if you need help. Like if something's not translating, if you're, it's been more than 30 minutes and my grades are not there, what is going on? You can either put in a help desk ticket by clicking on this link, or you can call. And I believe this is available pretty much 24/7. So you should be able to call.
Huh.
Be like, hey, I need my grades.
Huh.
And that's it, y'all.
So are you going to teach Canvas?
No. So I can't do Canvas things until after we have officially launched in August, because they want all of the information coming from the same source. But if you should have access to, let me go find that in my email. There's a Canvas course that you should have access to, where they have, like live stuff, they have recorded stuff. So let me go ahead and grab that. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, so if you go to canvas.tcc.edu, go to your dashboard, you should be able to see this Canvas training array, which has all kinds of good stuff. So you have live online trainings, resources, templates that you can use, modules that you can steal, all of that good stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to that in the chat so you guys can have it. And let me see. Oh, we got some questions in the chat. So let me see. Carmi, can you make it bigger? Too late. Too little, too late. Sorry about that. Kihano, if you're grading into the thousands of points, me being called out, yes, I'm looking at you, Kihano. We can go over that process. So like say that you're grading on a different scale, you're on a whole nother level than the rest of us. All you would have to do, let me go back and kind of undo my stuff here. I want this to be as a percentage, all of that. So you can see here how so pretend that this isn't 82%. Pretend this is like 8,855 points or whatever. What you would have to do to kind of like get around this is create another column. So this is and I'll reiterate, this is only if you don't use a 1 to 100 grading scale, or if you don't grade with percentages. This is if you use like 2,000 points, 3,000 points, whatever. So you would create a column and call it final letter grade. And then you want to do the primary display as score initially. Yeah. Oh, and it's going to ask for points possible. So just put 100 so it doesn't get upset with us. And then what you'll do is, so I made that column, and the thing with Blackboard is when you make a column, it puts it all the way over here, which is a pain in my tuchus. So what you'll do to get it back is you'll click on Manage, and you'll click on Column Organization. And once you do that, you can scroll down and find that final letter grade, and I'm going to move it to be next to their final grade, external grade. Hit Submit. All right, let me go whoosh back. So now it's here, right? So final letter grade. So what you would do is you would make sure, let me go ahead and click and say edit column information. You want to make sure that the primary display is letter, right? Hit submit, and then put the letter grade that's going to correspond with their final grade. So say this one is going to be an A, this one's going to be a B. I'm actually wrong on that. Hold on, this would be a B. My students don't have access to this anymore, so I don't think they're going to panic. But say like we have this person at an 89%. They're not at 89.5%, so I'm going to do a B. But this one's an A, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You would go on. And then once you're happy with these letter grades, you would go ahead and click the chevron and hit set as external grade, and then you do the same process from there. You hit manage, grade approval transfer. Yes, I want to do that. It'll say extract scheduled, and then you'll get another email that says your extract has been sent. So that's for you, Johansson. And I think most of you guys who are like tabs or like early college, high school, you're not using like, you're using a 1 to 100 scale. You're not using that other one. Nora Jahan, this semester we will not do automatic grade journey. We will do it manual. Yeah, you can. Grades journey is just a helpful thing for you at this point. Like I actually didn't know about grades journey until last year. And I'm like, where have you been? Because I usually put in all of my grades manually. And so I had really no idea. And so it has been really helpful. I think it could be really helpful for very large sections, but you can also do it by hand. Yes, so Taylor, that answers your question. You could still do it manually if that's how you want to do it. That's totally fine. Yeah, so hopefully we are not going to be using it moving forward because I know it can kind of be a pain. Oh, Meryl, does the column need to be named final, or can I use WTD total? Yeah, it can be named whatever. It doesn't really matter what the name is. That's why when you make it the external grade, you'll get that green check mark, and it doesn't matter what the column title is. It'll just grab the grades from that column. Janet says, I use a point scale and offer extra credit. Extra credit wasn't included in the grade calculation since it is optional. I normally manually add it and adjust the grade if necessary. Do I just change the grade in WebAdvisor? So what I would do for that is I would have your student's final grade here. I would create another column called extra credit. And then I'm going to create that as a score. Submit. Oh, it's going to get mad at me. I got to do points possible. So So let me just do 100 so it doesn't get upset. I'm going to go back to manage.
Jeanette, should it be 0?
No, it's going to be points possible is just for the column itself. It's not like what that is actually.
I know, but if you put 100, it counts against them if they don't get it. If you put 0, it'll go up as it does when you add the grades in.
Oh, you're totally right. So let me go back to that column. We can actually do something like this where we
I know something. Oh
you know something. No, you're totally right. Let's actually, what's going to prevent that is if we go down here and click and say, include this column in grade center calculations. No. So say you have a column in your grade center that's doing like an aggregate or like everything. This will make sure that this isn't counted in any other kind of weighted column. Does that make sense? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and hit manage. I'm going to go to column organization and I want to move that extra credit column up. So I'm just going to click and hold and drag all the way up here if I can get there. Okay. Oh no, that didn't even work. Hold on. My mouse is doing something funny today, guys. Extra credit, extra credit. Where did you go? There you are. Okay. I'm going to move you up because I want you next to the final grade. Hit submit. So now you've got them next to each other. We can go to the beginning. So we've got final grade, extra credit. So say Janet, if this is your points here, what you can do is you can put your extra credit points here. So say there's 10, there's 9, 15, all of that. And this is not being counted in any other version of the grade book. It's not like part of the student's grade or whatever. It's just so you can see. So what you would do then is you would see, okay, this student has 1,000 points. Let me go ahead and add 9 points. What does that bring me to? Does that go over the cusp? Does this mean they get an A, B, C, or D? And then you would go ahead and change the grade in your final letter column. And that would just kind of keep it, that's how I would do it in order to keep it straight. Or you could just change the grade in Web Advisor. It's up to you. Let's see. Jansen, I wish I had known about column organization literally at any point. I swear, I learn all these things, and it's like right when I learn it is when we're moving to Canvas. And it's like just getting, like, it was like 2020 when I just got used to saying 2020 and we had to move to 2021. It's like, no, it was a terrible year, but I'm confused. But yeah, column organization will save you because it's so annoying how every column that you create automatically goes to the end, and you can't. It would be lovely if you could just drag and drop in here, but you can't. But that is something that is available in Canvas, and that's why I love it. Divya, what about merge sections? Ooh, dicey territory. You're just going to have to try it. You're just going to have to do all the steps, set the external grades, hit manage and send, and you're going to have to see if it goes maybe to one class or both. And then if it doesn't go to one of them, you'll probably have to manually put the grades in. But let me know what happens so I can tell other people. Nurjahan, so when we do it manually, do it input in Web Advisor. I'm used to Grade Journey. I'll have to learn manual. So like I said, if you don't have to do it manually, you can do it using Grades Journey. As long as you set that external grade column, as long as you hit that manage and send, and it should send it. And then from there, you should be able to see like, okay, these grades are the same as what were in my grade book, or you can fix any discrepancies in Web Advisor. Olga, do we still have to create an Excel spreadsheet? I don't know. Are you talking about for tabs or for early college, high school, Olga? Can you give me a bit more information about that?
No, we usually create an Excel spreadsheet for just regular classes.
Oh, in your department as like a transmittal thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you will have to do that because like I do online classes and we still have to do a transmittal process.
Okay.
Ours is more streamlined now. Like it used to be, we had the email, this document, this document, this document. Now we can upload it to a form.
Okay.
Jill says, amen, you have witnessed my Blackboard journey. Yes, I think we all have. Yeah, we've all been there with you. You're so welcome, Janet. You're so welcome, Nurjahan. Ooh, Carmian has a good question. Does anyone ever swap a grade for another instead of extra credit? I have done that before. I actually, with my student evaluations, in order to make sure that I get full participation, I tell students that if they complete it and submit, I'll create a assignment where they can submit a screenshot of their completion page, and I tell them that I will replace their lowest grade with 100 if they complete the participation. Or I've also said, like, if you complete this, I will add 3 points to your grade, essentially. And that ensures that I get the most participation for student evaluations.
Well, that's good. Thanks.
Yeah. Janet, yes, the high school requires the number grade as well as the letter, which is why when you go do your final grade, you need to make sure that it is this, like it is a percentage, but we're just changing the way it appears. So we're still exploring that to see if that ensures that the high school can capture the letter as well as the number grade. But I'll give you more information about that as I get it, because it's a little complicated. Let's see. Carmian, does everyone put their extra credit at the end to add at the final grade? I don't know. What do you guys do? And anybody can just pipe up or unmute themselves or throw that in the chat. Yes, Janet.
Hello?
Oh, keep going. Sorry, I interrupted. Ah!
She has more than one window open for this program.
Sounds like it. Yeah, we had a bit of an echo. Okay. But yeah, if you have an answer to that, go ahead and put it in the chat about how you handle extra credit. I usually do it at the end because the only extra credit I offer is for completing the student evaluation. So I usually just do it at the end. I've got a student evaluation column and I'll bring it to the front here. And I'll be like, okay, who completed? And then I'll add the points to the letter or the number grade. But Janet, yes. So do I grab the number grade column to send to WebAdvisor and not just the letter? Yeah, you want to grab the final grade column, which is going to appear as a percentage. You just change it by hitting the chevron, edit column information, and changing the display to percentage, or sorry, to letter. So it will change it to letter, but like the score will still exist, if that makes any kind of sense. So we're just changing the way it appears in the grade book. We're not actually changing, like for this final letter, if I went and did edit column information and I tried to display it as a score, let me go ahead and hit submit. Oh, it's going to display it as a score, 85, 95. I've never done that before. I thought it was going to be like error. No, but you can see that that's like the score that's kind of underneath it, essentially. Yeah. Glenda, when I send, okay, let me see. Oh, a lot of good ideas for extra credit. Glenda, when I set up my assignments, I use percentage. Then I set up a percentage column and a letter column for the final grades. Do I have to use the secondary column as score because I do not use scores? Let me read that again. I set up a percentage column and a letter column for final grades. Do I have to have the secondary column as a score because I do not use scores? I think you don't need the letter column for the final grades unless it's going to be significantly different or unless you don't use a grading scale that goes up to 100. I do the final letter grade kind of for me because I will see if students have completed extra credit points. So I'll have my, I'll have my final grade, my extra credit, and then my final letter grade. So like say somebody is at, 82, right? But they have the 3 extra credit points, or sorry, say that they're at 87. See, math is not my strong suit. This is why I teach English. So say they're at 87 and they have 3 extra credit points. I will know that their final letter is actually going to be a B. And so I will go ahead and put that in the final column. But that's how I do it. But you can pretty much do it any way you please. Robin says I said that backwards. Yes, Terry, that's a good idea. Using case studies in your book as extra credit to accrue across the semester. Nick says they use a total points column and that adds to all my extra credit with normal grades. You're not necessarily, Carmian says, are you supposed to use scores? So you need to make sure that whatever column is going to be the column that what Grades Journey is going to pull from, that it has the display of letter. But while you're going through the semester, you can have it display as a score, or you can have it display as percentage, whichever works for you. So you don't necessarily have to use scores, if that makes sense. Like score, letter, percentage, that's just the way it appears. It's not, you know, like mandated that you have to use scores all the time, if that makes any sense.
B.
Okay. All right. Anything else that we can address? Olga, I see that you've had your hand up, but I don't know if that's been for a while. Oh, Olga wants to go over attendance tracking. So one thing that I will do to keep track of attendance is I will use course reports. So let me find it. Where are they? Evaluation. If you go under evaluation and if you hit course reports, you can actually use that to get a report of all user activity inside the course. So let me go ahead and click this. And so this was fall of last year. So let me go ahead and click this and run. So you'll select a start date and an end date. So fall 2020 is going to be, if I can remember time, it's going to be August to December 2020. So let me go ahead and do that. And it's going to run it for all of the users in the course. You'll hit submit. Oh, never mind, it's going to say no. But ideally what you will be able to do is you will be able to put the starting date of your course and the ending date of your course, hit run, and then it will generate a report telling you where students are spending their time, where individual students, how many hours individual students have spent in different areas. So what I will do is I will run this report and I will kind of look at each week. And if a student has logged in for any length of time, you're present, basically. So I can't show it to you right now, unfortunately, because it says the data is only maintained for 180 days. But that's what you would do, is you would put in the dates for your class and run a report, and it'll tell you how much time students have spent and in which areas of the course.
Janet, they told us to go to the attendance tracking, you know, where we put the attendance, and I have placed my attendance every week. And
Okay.
then somehow we were told to include this with our grades or anyhow send that also.
Oh, well, what you can do, I can't show it to you because I don't have an active class right now, but in WebAdvisor, after you put in your attendance, you should be able to download what the attendance looks like either print it out or download it as a PDF. And so I know that's what I would send in with my transmittals, is I would send in a PDF of the thing from WebAdvisor, and it wasn't in my gradebook because I would send my gradebook, the attendance from WebAdvisor, and then an Excel spreadsheet of something else. I forget what it is.
Yeah, we were not asked to do that before, but now they want us to. So we go then to WebAdvisor, and that's like 3-4 pages long, right? Because
it shouldn't be 3-4 pages long because it's like it's everybody. So like you can, here, let me go ahead and see if I can find a transmittal. Let me dig back way back and see what it would look like. Transmittal. Taking me back, girl. Oh, here we go. So here's a transmittal that I have for a course. So this was the attendance. It was just 2 pages. So I downloaded this from WebAdvisor and saved it as a PDF and then sent it as part of my transmittal.
Dr. Larillo,
yeah.
She meant like the length, like the number of days. If we have like 16 weeks, is 16 weeks attendance.
It'll be 16. Yeah, you wouldn't put the days. For me, like since I teach online, I just put the day for the week. So yeah, that actually, thank you so much for pointing that out. If you have a 16-week class and you're meeting multiple times per week, then you're going to have more slots. But for online classes like we're teaching, I just put the Monday essentially as my class meeting date, even though it's not. And I just make sure that the student logged in that week essentially, and that they were they attended.
So the column will fit for 16 weeks. Like if we have 16 columns, it is going to fit.
Yeah, if you'll have 16 columns, it'll just be a lot smaller and there'll be more pages. But that's all you have to do is input it in WebAdvisor and then download the PDF after.
Thank you. That was my question as well.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
All right, good. Thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm glad I saved that, or I had that in my email. All right, let's go to the chat. Tense tracking. Click. You did that. Glenda, I'm glad to learn how to do the extra credit. Does the extra credit column add the points to the final grade at the end of the semester? No, you have to do that yourself. Including Blackboard. Yes. The way Robin has it set up, it does. So Robin probably has a calculated column or a weighted column where she's got the extra credit column, and then in the weighted column or the total column, she has like, okay, add these at the end. So I see you, Robin. Carmian, can you show us again how we might get that report? The attendance report or the activity in the course report? Just let me know in the chat and I will figure that out. Yes, Robin, calculated column. I see you. I see you. I see what you're doing. Just to clarify, in WebAdvisor, we still need to submit. This would allow me to take a screenshot of the grades before submitting. Yes, and that's what I did with my transmittal here for this course. You can see that I just downloaded it as a PDF. So these are actually the grades in WebAdvisor, where you go and you like click and you make sure, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do as the final grade. Robin, I just figured all that out and we're moving to Canvas. Yes, I understand your feeling. I feel like I've been working in Blackboard for such a long time. I've been here for like 2 years and change. And in my previous job, I worked at UNT, and I was leaving just as they got Canvas. So that was a huge bummer. And then now I've been working with Blackboard for 2 years, and it's like now we're moving, and it's like I just figured all this out. I understand, Robin. I get your frustration. It's hard, but I will tell you, it is so worth it because with Canvas, everything's drag and drop. You know, things are a lot more intuitive. It's a lot cleaner, and we have a better version of it because, like, that's the other thing with LMS is it really depends on the package that your school buys. And I know that those of you who teach at other institutions, it's a bit puzzling because our version of Blackboard doesn't look like everybody else's. And that's because whenever you're buying an LMS, it's like buying a car, right? Like you can get all the amenities, you can get, power windows, you can get, GPS, heated seats. Well, our version of Blackboard just has roll-up windows. That's pretty much it. So we were kind of limited in our functions. It's a conspiracy. I love that. No, it's just progress. Just when you figure something out, you have to learn something else. It just kind of keeps us on our toes. Yeah, Jill, I love what I've seen with Canvas so far. I'm the same way. It looks really good. It's clean. It's easy to navigate. Blackboard, if you wanted to change something or move something, God forbid, you're going to do it in like 3 different places that you have to move it. Canvas, you just click it, you hold, move it across the screen, drop, and that's it.
And of course,
yeah, Carmian, education has changed. Oh, sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, just the artist eye in me likes it aesthetically as well.
It's prettier. It's much prettier.
Nicer visually for the students. So
yeah,
Now, I might look like a mess when I get through with it, but we're going to try
it. Mess it up, Jill, and send me a screenshot.
I will.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Robin. And that training is there for you in the Canvas training array. Let me drop that again in the chat. And they've got some really nice people there to help you. I always contact Allegra Davis, but she's super busy, so maybe don't shoot her an email and try this first. But they have, trainers. We have ambassadors, that should be on your campus. I'm one of them, so if you need Canvas help, you can come to me also. And then I'll start providing kind of like Canvas boot camps probably in the fall after all of the formal training has finished. And yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, Lord, so do you know if we will be able to take attendance and submit grades in Canvas, or will we continue using WebAdvisor and Canvas? I think it's going to be, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I think that there's going to be something that allows for the transmittal of grades from Canvas to WebAdvisor. And I think that the process will be more streamlined, but I just don't know what that process looks like yet. But I'm anxious to see it. Glenda, I will do my training at the end of this month. Awesome. All right. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'll give you your 20 minutes back. Let me go to my calendar really quick. I do have a faculty lounge coming up at 2 o'clock. So if you have any more questions, or if you just want to hang with some really cool faculty members and me, you can do that. Let me go ahead and grab the link to that, and I'll drop it in the chat. Thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. I don't always feel like a rock star, but I know I am because of you.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is my understanding that the grades journey is just a tool to make us make it easier?
Yeah.
So if I don't have any high school, anything that requires it's just a regular college course, and I want to do it the old-fashioned way in WebAdvisor, I can do it?
Yes.
Because I have a merged class, and WebAdvisor and Blackboard don't agree on who's in which section.
Okay, then yeah, like I think Nick brought up the same question, and I was like, give it a try, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, we're not going to make you use a tool that is not helpful to you.
Okay,
so just mix it.
Because it would not be that hard to do it manually, and
yeah, that's the way I've done it always.
Safest bet.
Yeah, totally. You want it. The what is it, like the sanctity of those grades comes above, a tool that's not helpful. So, all right, guys. See you guys shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and get some water and chill a bit, and then I'll see you in 18 minutes. Have a good one. If I don't see you, have a great weekend, and I'll see you sometime next week.
Dr. Laredo, I have a question for you before we dismiss. So I have instruction, do not use grades journey at all.
I don't.
No, this is my instruction. So I have to go do it manually, even though I know how to do it really well. So when we do it manually, I go to where do I go to?
You would just go into WebAdvisor and into your roster, and you would put it there.
Okay, so that's for the grade, right?
Yes, you would go into your roster. I think you click on the class, and then it'll come up with a roster that looks like this.
Yeah, can you just show me so that then?
Yeah, it would look like this.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of go in there. Let me go into. I don't know if I could show you because I don't have any active classes, but I'll give it a shot. Let me look.
Sorry, I'm asking you this several times because it says do not use grade journey. I say okay.
No, that's because do you have a high school or early college high school?
No, I'm fine. Everybody is online for me on campus, like no high school, but we have been told to not use grade journey at all.
Okay, so all you have to do is when you're in WebAdvisor, you'll kind of, when you first get into it, you'll log in. And you'll go to the main menu. You're going to click on faculty, you'll click on grading, and then you'll select your term, and then you can't see it because I don't have any classes, but your class will be here, and you can click it here.
That's helpful because I have never used the grading function in Web Advisor, so that's helpful. This is where I need to get it.
Exactly.
Now I know. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.